Hello Legacy students, so today we're going to look at section 10.1, which is on simplifying radicals. Now, this is a very important skill to have for geometry, which is your next class in your math career. So please make sure that you understand this so that way next year it won't be as big of a jump for you when you get into geometry and have to do this constantly. So you guys have heard of square roots before, and I know you have because we've talked about them. The square root of a number of x is the number whose square is x. Okay? So the square root of x is called the square root of x. So you're going to want to write that down if you don't know that already. A lot of us do. The actual symbol is called the radical symbol, and the argument inside is called the radicand. So if I draw something like this, and I have, let's say, 4x squared inside, this 4x squared, that is my radicand, and this is my radical. Okay, so that's just kind of keeping that in mind. That's how your vocab means. So square root of 1, you guys know that to be 1, right? Square root of 4, that's 2, 3, 4, you know, go on, so forth. All the way up to 13, 14, and 15. Same thing covers 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, you know, that kind of thing goes on. We've covered that before, and you've done that before already. The product property is square roots. The square root of a times the square root of b equals the square root of a times b. Which basically means if I have 2 square roots, I can multiply the radicands and get 1 square root. So this allows us to simplify radicals, and ultimately we're going to multiply them too. So the square root of 28. What you're going to want to do, you're going to want to think of the biggest perfect square that can come out of 28. AKA, you want to see if 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, so on and so forth can come out of these numbers. So I would take a calculator quick, and I'm going to see, can I divide 28 by 4? So let's check here. 28 divided by 4. Oh yeah, a 7 goes out. Can I take another perfect square out of 7? I don't think so, right? So I can make this into the square root of 4 and the square root of 7. Following our perfect square, our idea, right? Our multiplying idea. What's the square root of 4? Well, the square root of 4, we know that to be 2. So this is actually 2 square roots of 11. Or 2 square roots of 7, excuse me. And that's my final answer. Now, what about the square root of 68? I need to find a perfect square that can go into 68. Let's see, can 4 go in? I would get 17, I think. Can a perfect square come out of 17? No, I can't take anything out. So this would be 2 square roots of 17. Follow me so far? What about 60? What could we take out of 60? Can we take a 4? I think we can. What's 60 divided by 4? I think it's 15, right? So square root of 4, that's just 2 square roots of 15. Now, let's say that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Let's say you're having a lot of trouble finding the number that comes in. Especially as you get really big, it's going to be very hard to find the biggest perfect square. Because you want to find the biggest perfect square. Here's a different way. I've seen it also done this way. Let's find a number that can go into 75. And it needs to be a prime number, aka it can't be like 4 or 6 when there can be a number that can already go in. So 75, I can take a 5 out, right? And I will get 5 times 15 will give me 75, okay? Well, I can divide 15 by 5 again, right? And I'll get a 3. Now, is there any other numbers that can come out of 3? No. So now what I get to do is I need to find pairs of the same number. So notice how I have 2 5s. I'm going to circle both 5s and cross one up. The ones you circle are going to go on the outside of the radical. So I'm going to get a 5, and he goes inside because he's not circled. So 5 squared to 3 would be my actual answer for that. If you do it the other way, finding the perfect square, you get a square root of 25 and a square root of 3, or 5 square roots of 3. Both of them will get you the same answer. It depends which one works best for you. I'll show you a few more times of how to do it this way, so you kind of have an idea in case you want to do it that way. For 44, please make sure you don't choose 4 because 2 can go into 4. So best bet, start with 2. 2, 3, 5, those are all numbers you can divide out. I can divide 44 by 2, I'll get a 22. I could take another 2 out, I'm going to get 11, right? Well, I noticed something. 11 is a perfect, or a prime number. Can't do anything about it. So I'm going to circle my doubles, cross off. So I'm left with 2 square roots of 11. What about 18? A 2 can come out, right? Can a 2 come out of 9? No, but what can I take out of 9? I can take a 3 out. Notice I don't have a matching 2, but I do have matching 3s. So we're going to circle our 3s, cancel out. 3 square roots of 2. What about 56? What's a perfect square that can come out of 56? I don't know that off the top of my head. I think that's kind of hard to think of. And then I'm going to spend some time using my calculator. It's going to take me a while, and what if I make a mistake on my keystrokes? So I would rather, I'm going to use my other way here. So I'm going to have 56, and I know a 2 can come out of 56. That's pretty easy. 2 times 28 is 56. Okay. Take another 2 out. I'm going to get 14. Oh, another 2. I'm going to have 7. Now, make sure I only circle pairs. So I can't circle all 3 of these, or I can't make these 2 a pair and those 2 a pair. These 2 are just a pair. Okay? So then my 2 is going to go on the outside. But now you're thinking, what are you going to do with the 2 and the 7? You didn't circle it all. Well, you're going to multiply them. So we're going to go 2 times 7, and that's going to give us the 14. Now, if you would have done this the other way, you would have gotten the square root of 4 and the square root of 14. Which would have given you 2 square roots of 14. Okay? What about 63? Well, off the top of my head, I know 9 can go into there. So I'm actually going to do it this way. Square root of 9, square root of 7. So I'm going to get 3 square roots of 7. 200. This one's pretty tricky. You can take a 4 out right away, but then you're going to have to take out more later on. So let's look at this one using this method over here. I notice I can take a 2 out. I'll get 100. You know what? I'm going to keep doing 2s until I can't take a 2 any further. I'm going to get 25. And now I'm going to get a 5 and a 5, right? So here's my double 2s. I have double 5s right here. So we're going to multiply the ones we circled. So 2 times 5, that's 10 square roots of 2. Or, another way, you could have taken out the square root of 100 and the square root of 2. That would be the biggest numbers you could take out. So either method will work. Whichever one works best for you, do that as you will. However, I'm not going to make you do one way over the other. And that's the end of this video. See you later, Sabers.